to my channel. I pray that you guys' week has been filled with blessings. I pray that it has been all that you all have wanted it to be. I just want to say praise God for reaching 100 subscribers. I'm so grateful for all of you guys' support. And if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And thank you for tuning in. And I really hope you guys enjoy my video today. Okay, so today's video is going to be about self-improvement. And I'm just going to give you guys a few tips on, why it's necessary to improve yourself before you can elevate. And the Bible verse that we're going to read from today is Proverbs 13:20, and it reads, "Whoever walks with the wise become wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm." Okay, so have you guys ever heard the saying, "Don't follow the crowd, follow your own way"? This saying is, it's important because your journey to self-improvement was designed to fit you. It was uniquely designed to fit you as a person. And your journey is not going to be exactly the same as, someone else's. And it was tailored so that you can be all that you want to be and more. And it's also important for us to realize that that journey does include mistakes, making mistakes. And it's important sometimes to make mistakes so that you can learn and, grow from those mistakes. And that journey also includes enlightenment, which is often necessary, for advancement in your life so that you can reach, different levels, so that you can reach your full potential. In this video, I'm going to give you all 5 tips that can help you, on your way towards self-improvement so that you can be on your way to becoming a better you. Tip number 1 is to surround yourself with like-minded people. Let's go back to the verse that we read earlier. It says, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. Everything in your life is a reflection of, a choice that you once made. And if you want different results, then you have to make different choices. And this includes, picking the people that you allow to be your friends, or even just picking the people that you associate yourself with. Okay, so say, for example, you're forming a study group. And while forming that study group, you're going to want someone in your group that has, more knowledge of that subject, or at least the same amount of knowledge that you have on that subject. You're not really going to want to pick someone, who is like totally oblivious to what's going on, because if you do, then you're going to constantly find yourself going backwards, and you're not going to be able to, cover everything that needs to be covered, in a timely fashion. And this example can also be, put towards your real life, by picking people and surrounding yourself with people that want something out of life, picking people that genuinely want to grow, become better or be better than they were yesterday, versus someone in your life, that they want different results, but they keep doing the same thing over and over again, repeating those same habits. They're expecting change, but they're not getting it because they haven't changed the way that they do things. And if you have people like that in your life, it's kind of necessary to disconnect yourself from those people, because if you don't disconnect yourself, you'll eventually see how their company and how you associating with them and how you just being around them will eventually begin to bring you down. Tip number 2 is to accept the fact that you are human and that you are going to make mistakes. I once read a quote that said, when you make a mistake, there are only 3 things that you should do about it. The first thing is to admit it. Okay, so I messed up, who doesn't mess up? But what am I going to do about this, moving forward? Okay, so that brings us to the second and third thing, which is to learn from it and don't repeat it. When you're moving forward from, making a mistake and you're learning from it, it's important to kind of reminisce on how uncomfortable that, making that mistake made you feel. Because if you kind of not dwell on it, but remind yourself of how you felt when you made that mistake, then you won't go down that same road again because of how uncomfortable it was. Okay, self-improvement tip number 3 is to never stop learning. Always have a teachable spirit. One of the biggest mistakes a person could ever make is thinking that they know it all, or not being receptive of someone else's advice. Sometimes people can give you advice that's out of season, so you don't really see the point of them telling you, that at that particular time. But 9 times out of 10, because God put it on their hearts to say it to you, there might come a season in your life where, where that advice, comes in handy. Because life changes and, we go through different seasons. And when your life changes and you find yourself in that season that fits that advice that person gave you, you might even know what to do in that season because of that advice. And you'll be much more appreciative because now you kind of know what to do. Now you kind of see how to move forward. But it was only because you had a teachable spirit. It was only because you were receptive of that advice that, that person gave you. Tip number 4 is to challenge yourself. Step out of your comfort zone. When I first started this channel, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't even know how to start. I didn't know where to start from. I didn't know if people would even be receptive of the things that I had to say. But in spite of being, a little timid, and in spite of walking into it basically blind, I knew that it was something that I wanted to do. I knew that, God wanted to use me in some type of way to spread positivity in a world that is so very negative. So you see, you'll never, know your real purpose, or you'll never live up to your full potential if you don't challenge yourself and do something that you have never done before. Okay, lastly, self-improvement tip number 5 is to stop putting so much value on what others think. If you constantly do things to please other people, then eventually you'll find yourself overwhelmed and unpassionate, because it's impossible, like absolutely impossible, to please everybody. And also, it's important to keep in mind that when you're trying to improve yourself, that journey might include, doing things that people don't like, or moving in a way where people think that you're acting funny with them. But you have to keep in mind that it doesn't really matter, what they think, because you're not bettering yourself to benefit them. You're doing it, for yourself. And it's also important to realize that, sometimes it's okay to be selfish, because sometimes you can give and give yourself and give yourself and give yourself, and it's just like no more of you left. So sometimes on your journey towards improving yourself, you might not be able to give yourself and give yourself and give yourself like you had been in the past. But that's okay. It's okay to be selfish so that it can benefit you, in the long run. That is all for today, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed my video. I really do hope that, these tips could possibly help somebody, and that you could kind of follow these tips and try to improve yourself and make yourself a better person. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys back here next week for a brand new video.